Hello, am I audible to all? Hello.
Yes, miss.
Oh, okay. So all the participants are requested to keep their camera off and the mic muted. And one more instruction, please keep a pen and a booklet ready to note down the important points. So let us start this webinar series. Sister, Sister Jisma, start date.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I'm starting with. So, respected principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Jisma Teres, Honorable Resource Person, Professor Davis Padikal, colleagues, and dear students, a very good afternoon to one and all. Today, we are here for the first session of the webinar series on how to spark your audience, organized by the Department of Zoology. It's my proud privilege to welcome Reverend Sister Dr. Jisma Teres to this webinar. Sister is always the motivating factor behind all our endeavors. It's her zeal and enthusiasm that had made us to start this webinar series. As always, she readily agreed to my proposition. I, as the head of the Department of Zoology, welcome you, sister. Next, I take this opportunity to introduce our resource person. Professor Davis Padikal plays a pivotal role in training the students for placements at Jyoti Engineering College, Tirupati. He has had an illustrious career in teaching and training in India and abroad. He graduated from the prestigious Indian Institute of Hotel Management, Hyderabad, and also holds an MBA degree from London, UK. With over 21 years of experience in USA and a teaching faculty at Kensington College of Business, London, he is passionate about imparting corporate culture to his students, grooming standards, liaising with co-workers, social skills, and communication. By the way, he also happens to be my husband. This webinar series will consist of 4 parts titled How to Spark Your Audience. The first part of the series is titled Setting the Stage. He promised that he will not take more than 70 minutes of yours, but he insists that you must have a pen and paper to jot down what you must need. He also assured me that he will not ask any questions to you during his delivery, but you may pay attention to every word of his or at least look interested. I welcome you, Professor Davis Padikal, to this webinar. I would also like to welcome all the faculty members to this webinar series. Finally, I welcome the stars of this webinar, my dear students who readily accepted our invitation to join the webinar series with the motive of improving their language skills. Hope all of you will benefit from these sessions. Kindly ensure I invite our principal to say a few words and inaugurate this webinar series. Jisma.
Okay. A warm good afternoon to one and all. Our college to the participants and also the resource person. Hearty welcome to Mr. Davis Padikal, Professor, Jyoti Engineering College. Now, we get an apt person to conduct this webinar on the topic How to Spark Your Audience. I congratulate the Department of Zoology, especially Dr. Swapna and her colleagues for conducting this webinar series. I am extremely happy to inaugurate this webinar series. I think this webinar series will help you to make your own perception and comes your dreams into a reality by taking a job in prestigious institutions through this webinar series. Best wishes to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Now I invite Mr. Davis Padikal.
Hello, can you all hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. You can continue.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. And
Yes.
you can see my video.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yes, I can see it. Okay, so my name is Davis Padikal, and I was just introduced by my wife, and she said something good about me. So, do you all think that I bribed her to do that? No, definitely. I'm not one kind who will bribe her, but I just threatened her. I told her that if she doesn't tell good things about me, then I'm not going to let her into my house. So, I guess he told something good about me. Anyway, um, please bear with me for a couple of seconds. Okay, so I work at Jyoti Engineering College, and I'm the placement trainer. I do have a lot of students like you who is very willing to learn English and get some jobs. But the best part, um, I heard a lot of staff members and students asking me, is English really important? As long as we know the job, that's fine. But then let me confide into you a very real fact. The fact is, if you cannot communicate well in this world, you can reach a certain point in the organization, but after which it's difficult to move up. So it's the brutal truth that to a certain point you can reach, and then if you cannot communicate with, you cannot be a good leader, motivate your subordinates, or if you cannot write a good mail, what happens is you're not looked upon as a leader who can lead the team. So this is where your promotion stops. So, it's always better for your career if you can speak good English with a good accent. I'm going to tell you what is all required in order to convince people with your good communication skill. Now, um, let me tell you a few words about how we do interviews, and and then I'll go on to my the PowerPoint slides wherein you need to have a pen and paper. Now, I assume you will be having a pen and paper and jot down what I'm telling you, and it is very important. It is very important. I underline the fact that it is very important. Otherwise, this particular session, not this, the next three is going to be futile, meaning it's going to be a waste. So please use a pen and paper to write down whatever important things that I'm going to tell you. I assure you, I'm not going to take more than 70 minutes. So, which means at 3:15, I'm going to stop. So, please be patient and write down exactly what all I'm going to say, because this is important for your next session and the next and the last session, which is, of course, speak with poise. In order to speak with poise, you need to write down what I'm telling. And I cannot emphasize more than this. So, coming back to the interview. Now, I've done so many interviews when I was abroad, when I was in London, we used to work for a business college. I used to do a lot of interviews for, the students, potential candidates. Now, that is a different country where the native language is English. But coming over here, when I used to work in a air hostess training institute, I used to interview a lot of students. It's funny when you ask them, tell me about yourself. They start with myself, Teresa. I come from Kodamangalam. I have one father, one mother. It's funny, isn't it? But that's how it is. We need to fine tune our answers, wherein if you say a thing like, I come from Little Flower College, the kind of impression that you convey to the interviewer is that you come from a mediocre college. I come from a very average college. It's where communication is important, where you need to fine tune those words which are oft erred by our students. So now I'm not going to focus on interviews at the moment, but what I'm trying to do is how to make you speak better. Let me come on to the next ones. Now, why is English so lacking in our schools and colleges here? Now, I'd been abroad for 23 years, and well, the only good thing what I find in those students is they can speak good English with a good accent, and but that's it. Now we have students who have good IQs, good other skills which we call hard skills, but what they lack is the soft skills. This is something we all need to agree with. Now, in schools and colleges, the students who speak in English are always looked upon or someone like, oh, but that wound rubs into us day after day. And what happens at the end, at the time when we leave the schools and colleges, we speak such average, mediocre English. We call the vernacular accent, which is our native accent. So this is something we need to work on. Now, coming on to the next one, there are lots of institutes that provide fake ads, fake promises, fake ads. I mean, telling that we will train you in 30 days, and after which you will be able to speak just like anyone, and otherwise the money is returned. Again, some people say if you watch movies with subtitles, it always helps. They say sometimes if you read newspapers every day, it always helps. But let me tell you, from my experience, what is most important to speak good English is you have to be passionate about this language. Now, what is important is when you see some people speaking with a good accent, they have a good content, they have a good delivery, this is some you need to imbibe from them. Learn what is the right accent. I will come to a few words, which is a mispronounced words, which I titled, and then I'm going to go one by one each word for which you need to write down how to pronounce it. And that is the basic thing of speaking good English. Now, how people look upon you as a good speaker is because of your accent, not necessarily because of your vocabulary. Yes, grammar do count, but yes, grammar do count, but you can work on that once you start working in a place. You automatically have to improve your English, but accent is something which you need to get that basics right. Now, the best way how to improve English for you is let me tell you, it's not the reading newspapers, it's not watching movies, because, you'll end up watching some romance movies or some action movies, but that's not the point. The point is, what I would suggest, and which I tell my students at my college where I'm teaching, is the best way to improve English is speak to yourself. Now, for example, I'm sitting here, I'm holding this mic with my hand, and I'm talking about getting the basics right, which is my first part of a web series. I'm looking into the laptop and I'm speaking, and next to me there is a person sitting, and I'm sitting in a big room, with 4 fans rotating. You can say rotating, that's fine. And, well lit, nice room, very comfy room. And, it's going to be for 70 minutes, whatever that comes into your mind. Now, for example, you're traveling in a bus, which you normally do. You're traveling in a bus, you're looking something outside. You're looking at some people walking across the street and doing something. I see that little boy with his bag at the back of his shoulders, and he's trying to cross the road. He's looking onto the left, looking onto the right. Whatever your observation, translate those thoughts into words. Do it on a continuous basis. Now, why do I suggest this? Is because you feel you are being ridiculed, that means criticized for speaking in English. So, no, I'm not going to tell you, you speak with your friends in English and you will improve. You're not going to do that. What's the point in me just telling you? You're not going to do that. But the best way is you talk to yourself. You talk to yourself Every day you spend, whether you are sitting eating with nobody, or maybe you are in the shower, or maybe you're walking somewhere, you're going to a relative's place, you're doing nothing. Make use of the time translating those thoughts into words. And let me guarantee you, within days, within weeks, within months, you will be able to speak fluently. The inhibition, the shyness that you carry now can be shed away. Now, that is a very, very good point that you need to remember. Now, um, if I ask you to ask me questions, what you will do is, what are the best books to read, sir? Um, and how to improve the soft skills? You know, this curiosity is only momentary. They are temporary. Once you walk out of your classroom, once you walk out of your house, you meet your friends, you're back to square one. You go back to your old standards. Now, let me tell you, you don't have to ask anybody what books to read. You have a Google, Google it out as to know which are the best books to read, based on romance. If you're interested, that's fine. Self-help books, self-development books, they're very, very nice. Shiv Khera, Paulo Coelho, so many good authors are there. You look into the Google and check which book suits you best. Now, if I ask you to, maybe I like some kind of drama movies where things are very sentimental, things are very emotional stories. Maybe you don't like that. Now, if I suggest you something, you're not going to like that. So, it's your choice. The choice of books is very subjective. And now, let me tell you, reveal 2 secrets to speak good English. All right, you ready? Now, let me start with the first one. When you say college, that's why I mentioned earlier about tell me about yourself. The student whom I said, Teresa, telling I am from Little for college. When you speak English, never bring a tongue to the midsection of the top, that arch. Never bring it center. Now, try saying college. Touch that tongue in the center of that arch here, and you speak college. How awful does it look? When you say sudden, awful, terrible. When you say onam, don't bring that tongue, keep the tongue in the middle when you say. Always at the end, just above the teeth. That's where you say. Now, did I say teeth? I said teeth. It should be onam. It should be sudden. Da. And college. It's never college. Any word in English, you don't bring that tongue to the center. Never. There is not one word. Now, that's one trick, right? Try using that. Never bring the tongue to the middle when you speak English. Now, don't look for people who are going to tease you, telling auto rickshaw. It's not auto, it's auto rickshaw. Auto rickshaw. It's not auto. Never bring the tongue to the middle. Okay? Now, that's rule number 1. Now I'm going to reveal to you the second rule. Okay? When you speak stylish English, right? If you split a sentence, okay? Now, when I said sentence, it's a sentence. When I say English, the word should dip on the second part. Never stretch. Never say breakfast. Now breakfast. It's not breakfast. It's breakfast. Okay? It's police. It's teacher, not teacher. And the teacher and the lecturer. Yeah, it's not proper. It's not proper. Okay? No, not too much. Reduce that a bit. Okay? Malayalam. It's not Malayalam. It's Malayalam. Okay, Malayalam. Now, you might feel very kind of shy to speak, but you need to shed those inhibitions to speak good English. All right? Take my word. I'm speaking with experience. Now, elevator. Okay? This is how you speak, English, and these are the two tricks. So the first trick, never bring the tongue to the middle. Keep it here. Second is up, pling, it should fall. The word should fall in the second kind of syllables, whatever. If you split that word into two, bump up, it should fall. My finger is no, it's not finger, it's finger. Okay? Finger, certain, curtain, not curtain. It's curtain. Yes, it's a bit difficult. And that's what is called the glottal T. And it's very, very important when you speak English. Okay? Glottal T is curtain, certain, important, like Try saying that. Of course, I can't hear you, but try and say that to yourself without feeling any shyness. Okay? So write the two important points that I told you. All right, the one here, tongue, the second up, playing, fall kind of words. Okay, now let's go into the slides that I prepared for you. Make sure you write down. All right. Okay. All right. So these are going to be my four. As I told you, 3:15. Bam, we are stopping, but pay attention, write down all whatever, the next slide is going to be some lot of words which you often make mistakes. All right. So these are going to be my four parts. First, setting the stage, which is what you need to know in English to speak properly. Right? The 5 rules of conversation, how to be a good storyteller, right? And the last one, of course, is speak with poise. How to be a good storyteller is all due to your imagination. Now, suppose they ask you to go, you meet someone, a stranger, someone, how do you build up a conversation? And that's very interesting. All right, so, let's start. Now, setting the stage, just an introduction of myself. Once again, I'm a placement trainer at Jyoti Engineering College. Okay. Now, I always start my slides with this, and that's, I hope you all can read it. Please read it for me. After failing to climb Everest, the reply of a great man. I will come again to conquer you, because as a mountain, you cannot grow, but as a human, I can. Now, these are the 4 important ingredients to make a good dish. Right? The good dish here is to speak English fluently. And the first one is accent. No, nothing is more important than the accent. All right? And the second is grammar. Okay? Well, I'm not here to teach grammar. I'm not a teacher. I'm a trainer. Right? So my job is to make students to speak good English and how to impress in a short span of time. The interviewer doesn't have the whole time in this world to sit with you in an interview. There are 500 candidates waiting. You have just 1 or 2 minutes to convince the interviewer that you are the candidate and not the 599 waiting outside. And how do you do that? Right? So the third one is intonation. Intonation is basically pitch going up, pitch going down. Now, for example, if you observed in my 5-6 minutes that I spoke, I never spoke in a same pitch. I went up, I went down. And this is how you get the attention of people. And that's called intonation. You go up, you go down. All right? So that's a pitch. For example, now, it's not necessarily, if it's a question, where is your dog? Where is your dog? Okay, dog went up. Where is your dog? Well, that's a question. Question always ends up. Now, I'm going to give you two sentences wherein you see how I speak. Meeting a friend for the first time in years. That's not a question. It's just a statement which I'm making. I'm meeting a friend for the first time in years. That is after a long time. I'm meeting my friend. So you see how I spoke? Now what I said, if I say, what if I said, meeting a friend for the first time in years? I'm meeting a friend for the first time in years. How does it sound? Awful. But when you speak like this, show that you really mean to meet your friend after so many years. Meeting my friend after so many years. That's a statement. See how I said it? And that's intonation. I can't believe he gave you a ride home. That's a statement. I can't believe that he gave me a ride home. You see that home? Oh, I can't believe he gave me a ride home. There's no excitement in it. And that is where intonation comes. Now, coming to vocabulary. Okay. Now, vocabulary is, everyone cannot be a Shashi Tharoor. I know you have a lot of things to study, whatever it is, but then vocabulary, it's so important that I would suggest have a flashcard every day, make 4 or 5 words that you hear around, write them, go through them, try to memorize them, try to use them in your daily conversation. As I said, when you speak to yourself, I hope you remember that I said earlier. When you speak to yourself, like for example, oh, I'm so tired now. But I saw a word called exhausted. I saw somewhere, let me use that word. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Wow, I learned a new word. This is how you develop your vocabulary. Okay, so that's done with vocabulary. Well, it's not difficult, but as I told you, when you go for an interview, you speak with a good vocabulary, they're going to feel, wow, you're not that ordinary person. You are one step above than the others. And that's why they're going to select you and not the 599 students who are waiting outside the door for the interview. So it helps. Now, here we go. Please note down how we pronounce in your language. I don't know what you speak, Malayalam or Greek or Spanish or French or whatever language. Write in your language that you never, 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 never make again another mistake. I'm going to go through the words fairly fast. So that, I have only 2 more slides. As I told you, 3:15, we are done. So let's start now. Listen very, very carefully. All right, let's start. So the first word is college. Never say college again, please. College. Okay? Okay? College. No college. Okay? Next. Temple. Did I say temple? How do most of you say? Temple. That's not you. Most of my students in my college says tumble. Not tumble ki boy. Not tumble. Temple. You're making 2 mistakes there. One, your tongue is going inside for ta, temple, and for ta and for pull. Again, your tongue went inside. I said, never go to the middle. Never. Always on the edge, just above the teeth. So, temple. Please don't feel shy. If someone is going to make fun of you, don't worry about them. You worry about yourself. Okay? If you start worrying about others, even when you have to get a job, you'll have to keep worrying about others. That's the time you have to worry about yourself. So start worrying about yourself now. Don't worry about anyone making fun of your accent. Trust me, if you're working somewhere else, they're going to applaud you for the way you talk. Okay? Now next, wall. 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 Not wall. Okay? Wall. Not that wall. Wall. Okay? The chomere is wall. Similar words, mall. Okay? Mall. Success. Football. Football. Install. Not install. Install idu. Adu install idu. App install idu. Wrong. Okay? It's install. Downfall. Fall. It should be at the edge here. All right, let's move on. Water. It's not water. I need some water to drink. No water. Okay, water. I need some water. See, my T is here, not water. Ta. Water. Next, watch. This is watch. Okay, please write down. Write down as fast as you can. That's what I would say. But don't make that mistake. Not watch. Now watch. Okay, wrong. It's watch. Next is very, very important word where just 98% of the students make mistakes. It's not beginning. 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 No beginning. It's beginning. Like how you say 2G. Okay. അത് എഴുതി വെച്ചപ്പോൾ അതങ്ങനെ ഓർമ്മ വരും. ഒരു എന്നും രണ്ട് ജി പോലെ പറയണം. ശരിക്കും ഒരു ജി രണ്ട് എന്നാണ്, ബട്ട് രണ്ട് ജി ഒരു എൻ പോലെ പറയണം. ബിഗിനിങ്, നെവർ സേ beginning, beginning. You know, I remember when I was in US, first time when I talked to people, I said beginning, beginning. What did you say? Bikini? Bikini. What bikini you're talking about? Bikini, you know what women wear underneath. You know, there's a bikini. What bikini you're talking about? Which, you know, I felt ashamed. You know, that's when I started tuning myself. This is one word. There's another word called macho. We call it macho. Someone who's big, gigantic, burly person is called macho. I used to say macho, and they used to make fun of me. It's macho. I still remember very vividly that it is this beginning and macho. Those are the two words that kind of, you know, I felt ashamed and started changing. Next, breakfast. Upping breakfast. Okay, I hope you're writing it down. Subtle, not subtle. Subtle means, you know, some fine distinction, some minute changes. Okay, other one, subtle means subtle. Next, again, a lot of people make mistakes. Most of these words, many of you make mistakes. Trust me. Right. Next one is schedule. 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 I didn't say la. Schedule. Schedule. Okay. Next, cinema. നമ്മൾ കാണുന്നത് എപ്പോഴും മൂവി എന്ന് പറയണം. Don't say film. ഫിലിം അല്ല, അതിനോട് ഞാൻ എഴുതിയത്. ബട്ട് അഗെയിൻ ഡോക്യുമെന്ററി ഫിലിം ഒക്കെയാണ് ഫിലിം എന്ന് പറയാം. ഓക്കെ, ബട്ട് എ ഫീച്ചർ film is a movie. Try using movie. Right. Next is not theater. Okay, theater. Theater. Okay, I hope you can get it. Try telling it to yourself. Theater. Okay. Next, joke, not joke. Okay, it's a joke. Oh, what you told is a fantastic joke. Okay. Next is a bit difficult word, but the ones who can speak a bit of good English is familiar with this word, which is rendezvous. It's a French word which means a secret meeting. Rendezvous. Rendezvous. Vous. That's how you say rendezvous. Okay, which means a secret meeting. That's in French, but there, you know, there are lots of French words which is used in English. There are many French words that's being used in English. This is one of them, which is very commonly used, and that's why I put it here. Next one, idea, not idea. Oh, no idea, no, no idea. No, idea, India. Okay, land India and the bonda, like foreigners say, you can say idea, India, Europe. Don't say Europe. It's not Europe. It's Europe. Okay, write down very quickly. Next is boss, not boss. And the boss പറഞ്ഞു ഇന്ന് ലീവ് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. Wrong. Boss. Okay. Next is direction. Never say direction. എനിക്ക് ഡയറക്ഷൻ ഒന്നും കിട്ടിയില്ല. എനിക്ക് ഇവിടെ പോകാൻ എന്താ ഡയറക്ഷൻ? Wrong. Direction. Direction. അപ്പോൾ ഉടനെ മലയാളത്തിലെ ഇതിലേക്ക് ഡി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് തുടങ്ങുക. അതിന്റെ വേഗം ഡിറക്ഷൻ എഴുതി വെക്കുക. And to read it again and again and again. Otherwise this thing is futile. Right? The whole exercise waste out. Okay, please write down. This is very, very good for you. No one is going to teach you word by word the right accent. I knew it because I was abroad. Otherwise I wouldn't care. I would speak just like you. Right? So next is McDonald's. You see, McDonald's. I didn't say McDonald's. Wrong. McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's, you know, burger, chicken, McDonald's. Okay. Next is a very, very important word which people who can speak bit of English know this word, but I'm sure you'll be making mistakes. It's not sow. Swow. Malayalathil vega idha. Swow. Okay. Swow. Swow nu parna endana? A very polished, you know, gentleman. Like for example, Shashi Tharoor. You know, he's a swow. Okay. Swow itself means a very polished. Okay, a very polished gentleman who is well educated, who has that class, who has a good culture, is called swow. Swow. Okay. Next is another important word. You see that I has got two dots. I has got two dots. And yes, you, people who know English will be familiar with this word. And it's not naive. Wrong. It's naive. Naive. What is the meaning? Very shy and innocent. Very shy and innocent is naive. Next, athlete. Athlete, not athlete. Athlete. Right, very quickly. Next is mischievous, not mischievous. He's a very mischievous boy. She's a very mischievous girl. Wrong. Mischievous. 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 Okay. Next again, people who know English know this. It's not niche, or I don't know how you say it. It's niche. Niche. Niche means an edge, or maybe a niche in the market, or maybe ഒരു വാളിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഒരു ഓട്ട പറയുന്നത് ഒരു തമ്പുരാന്റെ പടം വെക്കാൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും വെക്കാനൊക്കെ ഉള്ളത്. ദാറ്റ്സ് കോൾഡ് niche. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഒരു ഗ്യാപ്പ് പോലെയോ അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും. ദാറ്റ്സ് കോൾഡ് niche. Okay. Next is again very important word. SUITE is a room in a hotel. You see, did I say hotel? No, hotel. It's not hotel. It's hotel. That's how you say that word. It's not hotel. Okay, please. Next, suite is a room. Okay, but a lot of people say suit. Nalla suit la thamasichadu. It's not suit. Wrong. Okay, it's suite. Write it down. SW mittai pole. SWEET. എഴുതണ പോലെ വേഗം എഴുതാം. Suite. Okay, suit. നമ്മൾ ഇടുന്ന കോട്ട്. That is called suit. Suit എന്ന് തന്നെ പറയാം. Okay, next very quickly. Strategy. Strategic. അതിന്റെ വ്യത്യാസത്തിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് ഞാൻ രണ്ടും എഴുതിയേക്കുന്നത്. Strategy and strategic. Strategic. Write it very quickly. Next one. Let's move faster. The first and two, രണ്ട് ഡിഫറെന്റ് ഉണ്ട്. ഫസ്റ്റ് എന്താണ്? സ്വീറ്റ്. നമ്മൾ ഫുഡൊക്കെ കഴിച്ചിട്ട് പിന്നെ നമ്മള് മറ്റേ സ്വീറ്റ് കഴിക്കുന്നത് is called dessert. Dessert. Dessert, not dessert എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ ഞാൻ. Dessert. Okay. Next one, marubhumi. Desert. Desert. Okay. See the difference? Write it down very quickly. Next, you will say executive. Our വലിയ executive one. Wrong. It's executive. 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 Okay, this might be a bit difficult for you. Leave it. But don't say executive. നീട്ടിക്കൊണ്ട് പോവായിരിക്കും. പെട്ടെന്ന് നിർത്താൻ നോക്കുക. Plain, as I said. Executive. അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞു കുഴപ്പമില്ല. But the right way is to say executive. Executive. Okay, so it should end with. Okay, see if you can. Otherwise, leave it. It's develop, not develop. 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 Next is pizza. Okay, most of you know. Let's move. Wednesday, not Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. Next, monk, not monk. Monk. Monk എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സന്യാസി, whatever. Yeah, monk. Next is beauty, salon. Salon. Nasal accent. Salon. That's how you say. Or salon. That's okay. Okay. That's fine, no big deal. But salon is the right word. Police. Police, not police. Wrong. Police. Next is gauge, not gauge. Okay, gauge. Very quickly write down, please. Okay, just don't waste time. You got to leave just half an hour more. All right. So half an hour is going to end up very fast, but write down very quickly. All right. Next is iron. Iron. Don't say iron. 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 Next is memento, not momento. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഗിഫ്റ്റ് ആരെങ്കിലും വന്ന് എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്തതിന് ഗിഫ്റ്റ് കൊടുക്കുന്നതിന് memento. Next is an interesting word. നമ്മൾ എന്താ പറയാ? ഡയസിന്റെ മുകളിൽ മൈക്കൊക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ടില്ലേ? പോഡിയം ഒക്കെ വെച്ചിട്ടില്ലേ? It's not dais, it's dais. Dais. ഈ എഴുതിയേക്കണം അതുപോലെ തന്നെ പറയാം. നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നത് DIAS പോലെയാണ്. Wrong. Dais. Dais. Okay. Next. Dengue. Okay. Oh, it is not clear. Okay. Dengue. Okay. Dengue, pani. It's not dengue, whatever, but get into the habit of telling dengue. Okay. Next. Okay. But it's not, I'm going to spell it for you. Okay, it's a bit difficult word if you want to take it, but it is pronounced very differently. Hyperbole nu പറയുന്നത്. HYPERBOLE. But it's not hyperbole, it's hyperbole. Hyperbole. What is hyperbole? Means kind of exaggerated. കടയിലേക്ക് പോയി പൂരത്തിന്റെ തിരക്കാ അവിടെ. Okay, that is an exaggerated word, or it's called hyperbole. Hyperbole എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോലെ. Okay, next ഞാൻ എഴുതി വെച്ചേക്കുന്നതാണ് എങ്ങനെ പറയേണ്ടതെന്ന്. Curtain sentence ഞാൻ മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ട്. Okay, next again coming down, butter. It's not butter. 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 Matter. Okay, butter. Matter. Right? Proper. Next is not February, it's February. February. It's okay. You can say February, nothing wrong. All right. Let's move to the next one very quickly. Next, jewelry, not jewelry. Alukas jewelry, wrong. Jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. Okay. Then, not data. It's data, 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 data. See my tongue? Data. Okay. Next is a bit difficult word. Well, it's not actually difficult, but people say epitome. Wrong. Epitome. Epitome. Okay. Epitome എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതിന്റെ ഒരു example ആണ്. The guy is very rude. He is the epitome of rudeness. That is, അതിന്റെ ഒരു ശിഷ്യനാണ് അവൻ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന പോലെ. Epitome means the ultimate എന്നല്ല, but he signifies rudeness. അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ ഒരു heightilana, like kind of the thing. Epitome. Next is an important word, very, very important word. You all make mistakes. It's not debris. What is debris? It's a waste. Debris is a waste. People, not people, papers lying around in the office or whatever you call. There's so much debris lying around. You don't say, there's so much of paper lying around. Wrong. You say debris. Did I say debris? No. Debris. Okay? Debris. Write it quickly down. Debris. Next is poignant. Okay, the poignant. It's not a difficult word, but if you want, write it down or else leave it. Okay, write ones which are very which you want in a day-to-day conversation. Otherwise, you can leave it, but don't leave too many. Poignant, poignant. I'm not emphasizing on G at all. Right? Poignant means a very sad mood. If someone dies, you look very poignant. 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 Okay. Next is asthma. You know what it is. Asthma. All right. The next one is a word which 99.9999% of people make a mistake. It's people say lingering. Yeah. Wrong. What is that word? It's actually the inner garments of women, or the thin dress what foreigners wear. It's called lingerie. Lingerie. Not lingerie, it's lingerie. Right in Malayalam? Lingerie. Don't say lingerie. Okay, that's very wrong. Next is bowl, not bowl. A bowl nu kondu varu. A bowl iditto. Wrong. Bowl. Bowl. Thimayal adinja bowl. La. Yeah. Bowl. Next is very important, which you day to day use. It's not audio. It's audio. Video. Audio. Video. A second syllable le emphasis kodakanam. Audio. Video. Next is again, you make a lot of mistakes. It's not discretion, it's discretion. 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 Okay? It's not discretion. I leave it to your discretion to decide what to do. Wrong. Discretion. Okay? Try it. Use it. Starting off after that you will get used to it. But you can be proud of yourself that you're pronouncing it right. What better way than that? Right? Okay, next one. It's not, how do you say that? Violin. That's how you say. Violin, violate. He violated the rules. Wrong. Listen, it's violin. It's violate. Don't. Adine first syllable importance kodakanam. Violin, violate. Is not violate. He violated the rules. Wrong. Okay. Next is again very important. You all say tomb. Okay. Taj Mahal is a tomb. Yeah, it's wrong. It's tomb. TOOM പോലെ പറയണം. Tomb. വേഗം മലയാളത്തിൽ എഴുതുക tomb. Next is not bury, it's bury. Like you say BERRY പറയണ പോലെ ബെറീസിലെ ചെറിയ ഫ്രൂട്ട്സ് അതുപോലെ വേണം പറയാൻ bury. Don't say bury. He buried him. Wrong. Bury. Bury. Next is not, I don't know how you say, chassis, chassis, whatever it is. It's chassis. Chassis. SHACY പോലെ chassis. അത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ. Okay, no chases. Wrong. Chassis. Next, coupon. Nothing wrong, but the right way is to say is coupon. What is coupon? എന്തെങ്കിലും വാങ്ങുമ്പോൾ കൂപ്പൺ കിട്ടും പിന്നെ നമ്മൾക്ക് അത് എന്താണ് യൂസ് ഇറ്റ് ആസ് കാർഡ് ടു get a discount or whatever it is. Yeah, okay, so it's called coupon. Next is marijuana, and the next word is mojito. Now these both are kind of Spanish words wherein the J is completely silent. Now, the ones who know Jose Mourinho, he used to be a very famous coach. I don't know if he's coaching someone or not, but he always in some controversies. So he's called Jose Mourinho, but you say JOSE. Those kind of words you cannot call Jose Mourinho. Okay, it's not he allowed going to be insulted. All his fans will be insulted. You say Jose Mourinho in the same way. This one is marijuana, mojito. Dolce Gabbana. Okay. Now, coming to the next one is a very important word, AWE. It is something quite surprised you, shocked, and you're amazed, astonished, wow kind of thing. What do you say? AWE. Or it's like but you don't ow. It's O. AWE is O. And the next one is auto rickshaw. Okay, it's not auto rickshaw, it's auto rickshaw. Now, this is something which is very important that I'm telling you. Now, the principal was trying to introduce me. She said, he's the apt person like me, David Medical, is the apt person for training, whatever, right? Because I experienced abroad, whatever principal was telling me. So she said apt. She didn't say right. So substitute with certain words which look more impressive, right? Our focus, our aim is to impress people with very few words. Now, this is what is important, and that's why I'm trying to train you on these. Next is appreciate, which you say, thank you, thank you. You get something, homework is it? Thank you, thank you. I appreciate for doing my homework. This is the way how you use like convince people that you are a good communicator. Now, write down these words very quickly and write out the substitute ordinary words that you use. I hope you understand. All right. Enjoyed. I liked it. The chicken curry that you made. I enjoyed the chicken curry that you made. Okay. Apology. Sorry. 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 Not sorry. Wrong. Time to change. Time to move on. You say apologies. Okay. My sincere apologies. Okay. Fabulous is wow. Wonderful. Fabulous. Extra mile. Going that extra mile is a fantastic word that you use. You tried very hard. You tried very hard. Common word. You say he went that extra mile. Right? Exhausted. The word which I used earlier. I'm very tired. You say I'm exhausted. Okay? Frowned is kind of making a wrinkled face like this. Wrinkled brows, you say frowned, kind of not very happy or very skeptical. What is skeptical? Being very doubtful or someone. Frowned, I frowned at him. Okay. Annoyed, angry. Annoyed. So vegam, annoyed in the side, angry. And try using these words and see how your friends are going to praise you and they're going to say, oh, it's nice to hear that. Next is sort out. Sort out is, okay, can you sort out this problem for me? Can you okay this problem for me? Wrong. You say, can you sort out this problem for me? Next is a very, very important word, which of course you can use in social media all the time. Maybe we send you a joke. That's a hilarious joke that you had sent. Hilarious, no, very funny. That's a hilarious joke that you sent. Depressed, sad. Use that word. Aggressive is, two meanings are there for aggressive. One, he's a very aggressive kind of nature, that is, he's very very action oriented. You can say there's also a good part of it. Aggressive is, this person, when he does a work, he's very aggressive about it. Nothing wrong. Aggressive can be good and bad. Okay. He's very aggressive. That is, interest on aggravate is vashalaka. Aggravate is vashalaka. Okay, aggravated. Rubbed salt into his wound and I aggravated the situation. Situation was as it is bad, and then I made it worse by aggravating it. Okay. Next is awesome, awful. I use in some places awesome. Awesome you have to always use. Awesome is, wow, that's an awesome job that you did. You have an awesome personality. That is wonderful personality. Then the opposite is awful. Awful no parnal, what an awful behavior of his. Behavior and all that. Okay, awful. Awesome no parnal. What an awesome behavior. Look at the respect that he shows towards his elders. He's an awesome guy. Look at the respect that he shows towards his elders. He's an awesome guy. Okay, Pinna, challenges. You should not use the word called complaints. Do you have any complaints about it? Complaints the parnal, it's not a good word. Okay, that's euphemistic words. Okay, you don't have to know what is euphemistic. That's three mati parayanathu. Mati nalla evidin thodatha pole parayanathu diplomacy. Adu pole parayanathu challenges. Did you face any challenges while doing that job? If so, please come to me. I can give you some suggestions, suggestions very quickly. Now, these are called positive power words. These are the words that you use to describe the job that you did, describe the kind of person that you are. Okay, this is how you need it. You can't say, I'm a very hardworking guy, I'm very patient, I'm very timekeeping. These are all boring. You got to use words which you can convince and influence the listener. Okay. Now, when you're speaking to an interviewer, you can't keep telling, I'm hardworking, I'm patient. Those people will be snoring. They have heard this so many times. There's nothing new about it. They know it's not real. You're not genuine. You're not telling facts. They know you're lying. So use words which are so impressive. These words, 8 or 10 of them. Okay. Want you to write at least 10 of them. Let me quickly go through the meanings. Write about 8 or 10 of them. Make sure you know those words by heart. Okay. Let's start. Accurate, active, adaptable. In the Prangalum, I'm very adaptable. Adept is also a similar word. Adept എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള റൈറ്റ് പേഴ്സൺ ഓർ റൈറ്റ് പേഴ്സൺ എന്നല്ല, ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു കഴിവ്, അതിന്റെ ഒരു നാക്ക്, ടാക്ടിക്സ്, അതിനാണ് അഡപ്റ്റ്. ഈസ് അഡപ്റ്റ് അറ്റ് ഡൂയിങ് ദാറ്റ്. ബ്രോഡ് മൈൻഡഡ്, യു നോ ദ മീനിങ്. കോമ്പിറ്റന്റ്. കോമ്പിറ്റന്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കഴിവ്. കൺവിക്ഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു വാശി, ദൃഢത്വം. ഐ ക്യാൻ ഡു ഇറ്റ്. ഐ ആം ടെലിംഗ് വിത്ത് കൺവിക്ഷൻ ദാറ്റ് all in the class are going to pass. I can tell it with conviction because that's how they were trained. Okay. Creative, dependable, determined, diplomatic, efficient, energetic, enterprising. Enterprising എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ very creative, very novel. Novel എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ, okay, if it's a difficult word, deal with. Novel എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചേഞ്ചും എന്തെങ്കിലും ബ്രില്യൻ്റ് ആയിട്ട് തിങ്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന വ്യത്യാസമായിട്ടുള്ള ഐഡിയാസ്, ചേഞ്ച്, that kind of thing is enterprising person. Enthusiastic, very bubbly, ചെയ്യാൻ എല്ലാം ഒരു interesting. These are the words you should use at the time of describing yourself when you're describing someone. Okay, stop this hardworking, patient, time-keeping thing. It's horrible. Next is fair. I'm a very fair person. കളറിലല്ല പറയുന്നത്. Fair എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ I'm a reasonable person. Firm. Okay, ഞാൻ എന്തെങ്കിലും പറഞ്ഞാൽ I'm very firm on it. ഞാൻ അത് ചെയ്തിരിക്കും. Okay, genuine, grit എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വാശി. Okay, with conviction, with grit and determination ഒരുമിച്ചാണ് വരിക. Grit and determination. Perseverance, വീണ്ടും ചെയ്യാൻ ആ ഇൻട്രസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ. That is called perseverance. Resolute എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ again വാശി. See, these are all similar words which shows that positive power words. Try to use them in a sentences and people are look at you with awe. All which I told earlier. Oh, with that, wow, astonishing. Wow, what happened to him? He has changed. He's speaking so well. This is how you influence people. Next is innovative. You know the meaning. Logical, loyal, limitless. My energy is limitless. That means I got exorbitant energy lying in me. I can use it anytime. We call limitless. Mature, methodical, motivated, objective, outgoing. Outgoing in the world is a very outgoing person. Like he talks to everyone. For him, there is nothing as strangers. Very quickly, he can make strangers friends. He's going outgoing person. Personable, a very friendly person. Pleasant, positive, practical, productive, reliable, relentless എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വീണ്ടും ചെയ്യാൻ. Perseverance പോലെ തന്നെയാണ് റിലയബിളും. ഓക്കെ, റിലയബിൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ റിലയബിൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ആള്. ഓക്കെ, റിലയബിൾ. റിലന്റ്ലെസ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. റിലന്റ്ലെസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വീണ്ടും ഞാൻ ചെയ്യും അത്. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ വിട്ടുകൊടുക്കില്ല. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് കോൾഡ് റിലന്റ്ലെസ്. റിസോഴ്സ്ഫുൾ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ someone who has got a lot of resource in him. Self disciplined, sensitive, sincere, successful, tactful, trustworthy. Tactful എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ very കണ്ണിങ് അല്ല, കാര്യങ്ങൾ നല്ല ബുദ്ധിപൂർവ്വം ചെയ്യുന്ന ആള് is called tactful. So I hope you wrote at least 10 of these words, right, which are which you can നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇതിന്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ ഒതുങ്ങണ പോലത്തെ ഈ 10 വേർഡ്സ് നിങ്ങൾ എഴുതിയെടുക്കുക. ഓക്കെ, and use it. Let's move on to the next one. I hope you wrote. Now is the homework. We are done. I'm a good guy. I finished on time. In another 5 minutes we are done and true. All right. I can open up for question hour, but I think I answered some of your questions, like what books to read, how we can work on these accents. There is no sure short method. There is no sure short method until I told you, you talk about your attitude. Do you have the right attitude to improve your work on your English skills? Right? If you don't have to ask anybody what book do I have to read. All right. As I said, it's very subjective. You go into Google. I like some romance books. Mills and Boon's books are there of the old kinds. If you want to get the grammar right, you don't get the best vocabulary in a Mills and ones who know about it. Mills and Boone series, a very famous romance series, and kids read, but don't feel shy about it. Now, some of you who feel you're really, really bad in English, let me suggest something which I suggest to my students in my college. There's little 10 rupees, 20 books, 20 rupees storybook in that the roundile ആ ഒരു കല്യാണില്ലേ very near to that Sapna Theatre. Sapna Theatre, there is a book, a Kalyan. Behind that, they got an ocean of little books, okay, which you can get for 10 or 15 rupees. Read those books. Those books are from good publishers. Their grammar is good. Work on that. That's how you start. Now, if I tell you read, the ones who are quite average in English, if I ask you to read Coelho Coelho or Kates and Bhagat, maybe you won't like it. What you will read is you want to get that storyline, that romance, the one who is after someone, that kind of romance blooming between what's going to happen next, what is going to happen next. This is all you will look. That's not how you read a book. How I improved my English and my vocabulary. I'm very proud of my vocabulary. It's very extensive, but it become overnight. I have two books which from almost like 20 years since the time I started working abroad. I have a book wherein I wrote all these words and those nice things that I see. I usually read it every day. When I go to the college now, or when I used to work, when I used to get a break in the evening, I used to read it. Those are all handwritten by me. Well, that is how you need to improve. If you see somewhere some nice lines written, write it down. Some nice words written, write it down. Write the meanings of it. Go through it. This is how you self-improvise. No better way than talking with your friends. Yes, but that's considered a taboo. Taboo എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റാത്ത കാര്യമാണ്. That's what you all feel. ഇവിടെ ആരെങ്കിലും വേറെ ആളോട് വർത്താനം പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഭയങ്കര സായിപ്പാണ് അവളുടെ വിചാരം. അവള് നമ്മുടെ അടുത്തൊന്നുമില്ല. And they try to alienate you. Alienate, നിങ്ങളെ ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ചെയ്യാൻ നോക്കും. I can understand. I'm also teaching students like you all in my college. So, but when you come to the fourth year, which is engineering is for 4 years, when they come to the fourth year, you can't escape. You can escape in the first year, second year, third year, fourth year, you're caught. If you can speak well, your salary is up. Otherwise, you end up with 3.54 lakhs per annum. But if you can speak well, you go up to 6 lakhs because they know, this guy has a caliber of a mid-level manager. All right, so it's purely up to you. You have to be passionate. And the passionate is not for today. You walk out of your room, gone. You walk out of your classroom, gone. You wait for someone else to motivate you a little bit more. No, you're all big guys, girls. You work for yourself. No better way than that. Now, my last slide. I got 5 more minutes and then we are done. Now, you see, this is the homework. Now, as I promised, I didn't ask you any questions. I don't intend to ask any questions in my first session. I will not be asking questions in the next session also. Because if I ask questions, then most of you won't show up. I don't know what's the exact count today. I guess about 100. I guess that's what I'm told. 100 students will be there, which I'm very delighted. I'm very delighted to have 100 students who are interested. So this is the homework you write for yourself. Okay. Another thing which I told you, the talk to yourself thing. Whether you're sitting at home doing nothing, watching TV, whatever it is, let me give you an example. I was sitting in the sofa watching the TV and I was not interested in the movie that was being shown. So I kept browsing the channels. Okay, until I came to a movie which I have seen at least 6 times this year, for example. And I liked it again for the way how Mohanlal acted. And that was a movie which was recommended by many. See, whatever comes into your mind, what is important is for you to learn. Whatever comes into your mind, just rattle it in your mind again and again and again. And thoughts keep changing. Yes, no, you might ask me, what if I make any mistakes? What if I make any mistakes? Don't worry. That will self-correct, auto-correct itself, because what is important is to get your thoughts working. And the translation should go in very, very fast. This is what you need to do. All right. So for now, whatever you do at home, okay, try to translate that quickly into English and you will start loving English. Right now, English is your biggest enemy. I know that. I have students your age. All right. I have students in college your age who hates English. But once they know that English also can be talked like this, it can evoke interest in people when you talk, is when you start learning English and you start going in a different direction. And you will start enjoying the language, you'll start reading books, you'll start reading newspapers, you start watching movies with subtitles, you start talking to people, you will start, what do you do in social media right now? You send those emoticons, smiley, cry, preen, this is all you do. Try one or two sentences with it. Don't worry, you make mistakes. After all, your friends who are going to see it. Don't worry, let them also get into that kind of friendship. You will change, they will change for the good. Okay, now let's go to the final thing. 2 more minutes and we are done. This is your homework. All right, make 3 sentences from each. Remember, a touch of humor helps always. Otherwise, don't evoke any interest in the listener. Always bring in a bit of a humor, people start loving you. Always. Okay. Now, 3 lines about buying a new dress. I hope the net is connected, right? You were able to see all this. എല്ലാത്തിനും 3 ലൈനെ ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളൂ. ഒന്ന് 2 3 4 5 6 18 സെന്റൻസ് ഉള്ളൂ. Try to use some humor when you speak. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 examples how you write, and then you can write. So let me do once again. 3 lines about buying a new dress. 3 lines why I like wearing a mask. 3 lines about your future. 3 lines about why I wake up late. Okay, why you enjoy waking up late. Humor, important. 3 lines about why I do not like to go to college at all. Humor again. 3 lines as to why you should practice what you preach. Okay. So I'm going to give an example. How to write. 3 lines about buying a new dress. Now, what can you write? How about this? Buying a new dress in my family happens only during Onam. And pitiably, my father is a man who goes into the biggest discount store where it could get for the cheapest price. Maybe it could have been worn by somebody too. And they put it up for sale. My dad would go and buy that. Okay. Now listen, you're not telling anything bad about your parents. This is a joke. This is a joke. Okay? So bring in some sentences like that and make it look interesting. Now the next one. 3 lines about why I like wearing a mask. Now don't say, it's so boring when it is, I want to keep away from social distancing, keep away so that I don't sneeze. See, we all know that. That's nothing new. All right? How you make it humorous? 3 lines why I like wearing a mask. All right? 1, because I'm not that pretty looking, I can cover my face. I'm proud of my eyes. They look at my eyes and they may consider me looking very beautiful. Why not? Next could be, I don't have to brush my teeth. Nobody's going to get a bad odor. So I don't have to wear makeup, which at least consumes more time than I study one day. So, I don't have to wear a makeup. And these are the 3 reasons why I like wearing a mask. Something like that. No one is going to judge you based on what you wrote. It's your imagination. When it's your imagination, how you speak, and people are going to love you for the way. And they love your company when you can talk like that, when you can make jokes out of thin air. Boom, you make a joke and you speak, people are going to love you. All right. So that's about it. As I promised, I told you I'm a good man. As I promised, 3:16, sharp, we finished. Okay. So once again, the next topic is about 5 rules of conversation. That will be the next topic. I don't know if it's on 29th or 28th. Please do come back. I'm not asking you any questions. I gave you homework. It's nice if you do. And if you don't do, the thing that you should do is talk to yourself. Nobody's going to call you a mad person for that. Okay, no one is going to call you a mad person for that. Talk to yourself. You don't have to move your lips. Get your mind working. Okay, so please do that. Write this also. It's interesting. When you start writing, you will think of things more funnier than me. Trust me. You guys are young. All right, better cells than me, brain cells than me, better imaginative than me. Okay, so please do that. Next topic will be 5 rules of conversation as to how how you should speak. What are the 5 rules that you should observe in order to strike a good conversation? I promise that the class will be interesting. I'll bring in some new stories where how you can talk and impress people before we move on to the next one, which is called how to be a good storyteller. Okay, and then finally, how to speak with poise, how to speak with confidence, how to speak, create an effect, stuff like that. Okay, so I hope you will be for the next class, and please, I hope you wrote down whatever I said and go through it again. It's for you. No one is going to check on you. No one is going to check on you. It's not a test. I don't believe in tests. I believe in your interest, your attitude, your passion to learn more, and you will do well. All right. Thank you very much. Ciao. Ciao means bye. CIAO in Italian is called bye-bye. All right. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you all. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Davis. Thank you, sir. In the instruction, I told
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
okay. I had told in the instruction given there was. I had told you can hear me. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you?
Okay. So the keyword for this session is laptop. Okay. So remember that you have to fill it when you fill the feedback form after all the 4 sessions. So today's keyword is a laptop. Okay. So now I invite Dr. Jilna Alex from Department of Zoology for the vote of thanks. Jilna, please.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening, all. Respected Principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Jisma Teres, Honorable Resource Person, Davis Medical, Professor, Jyoti Engineering College, our dear Head of the Department, Dr. Sapna Joni, my colleagues, and my dear students. The COVID-19 has forced our educational system and the world indeed to suspend the physical classroom. But I think our students are very fortunate as the authorities are taking special care to boost their potential using the online platforms. Here also we witnessed to such an event, an insightful and comprehensive talk by Mr. Davis Padikkal, and very exciting, very knowledgeable person, and with the motto "Speak well and succeed." More than a resource person, you are like a mentor, a very knowledgeable and resource motivating person who lifted the minds of the students, pushing them up always. And I'm sure that after attending this class, the students are very confident that they can go beyond that what they have determined to be. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here and accepting the invitation and spending your precious time with us. Thank you very much, sir. And with a great eager and enthusiasm, we are looking forward for the upcoming sessions of this webinar series. We are also extremely thankful to our principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Jisma Teres, for providing us a platform for the smooth conduction of this webinar series. And my special and hearty thanks to Dr. Sapna Joni, Head of the Department, for selecting such a nice topic for the webinar series. It is her vision and leadership that made this webinar a successful one. We are also I also wish to express my sincere thanks to all the members of the faculty who have attended this program, and my deep regards and thanks to all students who have attended this seminar from our college as well as from other institutions. Once again, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Jilna. Thank you for the nice words. Today let us wind up the session. Once again, I tell you today's keyword is laptop. Keep it, write down it somewhere so that you can fill when you fill the feedback form. Okay, thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you. Waiting for your next session, and next session will be on 29th of July, 2 p.m. And I will send the link in the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you. Meet you again on 29th at 2 p.m. sharp. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.